Hello dear children. Welcome to Parry Style Poem. Hope you are getting clear-cut idea of the text through the summaries. In the series of summaries, I have a very nice poem named The Ball. Poem at a glance. The poem by John Berryman has some natural and some human-made elements. The ball is compared to an opportunity, chance, any past deed, or anything that he misses a lot. This is an emotional poem. The ultimate message is let anything happen, we should always move on. There is a boy who loses his ball and regrets for it. The poet tells us how we react to some material loss through the example of the ball. He looks at the ball as an opportunity too. The tone in the beginning is little depressing, but it changes at the end and gives a positive message. Central idea of the ball poem. It looks like a short story where a boy loses a material item and regrets for it. He is very upset on the loss of the invaluable ball. Generally, we too react like this only over a trivial thing. Here in the poem the ball is symbolic. It can be related to the poet's childhood or an opportunity that the poet lost in past and now he is regretting. The theme is of loss of personal things causes much trouble. Another theme is we should enjoy every moment of the life. In reality there is no use of crying over the spilt milk, and the same message is given by the poem. The poem is written in free verse. Summary. The poem is about losing something that you love and learning to grow up without it. The ball is an emblem of opportunity. In this poem, a little boy is present who for the first time in his young life is learning about grief and opportunity. He also likes to know about what it is like to experience grief at the loss of a much beloved possession, his ball. To us, the loss of a ball is of minor consequence, and our reaction to it is to say, oh, there are other balls. Another one is available at dime. But to a little boy, this is not so. A dime, another ball is worthless. He has a very deep emotional attachment and memories associated with that ball. Here once the opportunity is lost, it is lost for the whole life. In this world, people will take balls just as they will take away our innocence and force us to grow up. And once we lose this innocence, we can never get it back. The poet is indirectly trying to tell us that we should learn how to cope up with the loss. This poem shows us how all throughout your life, you will be forced to do things that you don't want to do, and you will lose or have to give up the things that you love. But, despite this, you have to learn to stand up, to be strong and get on with your life, no matter how much it hurts inside. Because that is the only way you will survive, you have to learn to accept and let go, and not cling onto something that you can never have. The poet uses imagery when describing how the ball personifies the spirit of the boy's childish innocence and opportunities that we miss in our life. In the last 5 lines, we visualize how the spirit of this little boy like the ball is sinking into the dark waters of the harbor. As it drifts further away, the boy learns to grow up, and that part of him that is linked to that ball grows up as well, until it is no longer a little boy. Main points of the poem. 1. In life, we will lose balls, feel sad and dejected. We feel helpless. 2. The ball can be an opportunity, his childhood, any mundane thing. 3. Ball that goes never comes back, no use of crying over spilled milk. 4. Of course, the life is full of other balls or opportunities. 5. But the loss is irrecoverable. And generally we do not forget it. 6. Just standing over the lost ball is useless. Every cloud has silver lining. So we should be positive and move on. 7. The poet is optimist and tells us that we should forget it and move ahead, though it is not a piece of cake. The loss is irreparable. Main points of the 8. The innocence of the childhood cannot be regained, so another ball is useless here. It is as if something is tearing from his life. 9. By using anaphora, the loss of ball is intensified. Repetition is also another figure of speech used in this poem. Use of alliteration and assonance also makes this poem more lively. The poem is written in blank verse. There is not rhyming scheme in the poem. 10. At last a very good message is given by the poet. The life has to be lived and not wasted in grieving and mourning over the loss suffered in the past. We should focus in the present. Only crying cannot undo the past. Thanks to those visible and invisible hands that supported and inspired me to develop Parry's style poem.